For my radio advert, I wrote a 30-second long pop-punk piece on guitar. This was to adhere to the skateboarding stereotype that they are all rebellious punks. This could be considered as a risk in terms of radio, since you don't tend to hear that type of music being played on it, often due to the fact that it isn't as easy listening as chart music. To combat this and ensure that my advert still sounded radio friendly, I had to make sure all of the production was squeaky clean, just like a pop-punk song. I did this with programmed drums, so it eliminated the possibility for mistakes in that area, and I made sure all guitar performances were as good as a human can get. Another aspect of radio that I followed was the extreme level of compression. When you listen to a radio advert or anything at all on the radio, you'll find that there's very little dynamic in terms of volume. This is because the master is compressed greatly to give the impression that the song is louder, and louder equals better to a modern day listener. These are all generic conventions of radio in general, but they also link into adverts in particular since they follow the same rules. Most radio adverts are only 30 seconds long and not a second longer or shorter. This is due to the very strict time limit that they're given. I also confine myself to this limit as to follow a generic convention of radio adverts. The voice over for an advert normally starts straight away to introduce the business, so I did this too. One thing that I think is different to a generic radio advert is that there isn't as much talking as you would typically find. This is because I wanted to include an instrumental jingle that the consumer would be able to remember easily. One final thing that I did was dip the volume of the music while the vocals spoke. This was to make way for the speech and highlight that they are the centre of attention.